Hello everyone, it's Michael.azar here, and welcome back to the channel. And in today's video, we are going to be reacting to and analyzing my first recording I've ever posted on this channel. So, a couple pieces of information. One, this recording is from 2019, so it's about 4 years old, so I was around 16 in this recording. Another thing to note is that listening to yourself, either through recordings or listening back to live streams or other performances, is a very important skill, because you need to be able to listen back and analyze yourself and see where you can improve. It's one of the most excruciating parts of the music process, listening back to yourself and criticizing yourself, because it really destroys your ego and your sense of like, oh, I'm a good musician. But it's a very necessary thing to do, because I always find that I improve the most when I have my own self-reflectiveness in my music. Let's introduce the piece. It is Axion Estin, tone 6 from Stanitsas. So it's a very difficult piece of music, and there's a lot of things I do in it that are correct and some things that are not correct. So without further ado, let's start listening. So the epichima itself is very rough. The color and the placement is very forward and almost nasally. It's not the best sounding epichima. And the thing about this epichima, it doesn't really settle in with the music. It doesn't allow the music to feel settled. If I were to redo this recording, I'd probably just give a simple no, or even a no, just something simple to just start it. Okay, from the beginning, if you go a couple bars back, and I like the fact that I put the music, so it's a little easier to look at. So one, if you can see my mouse, the beginning line starts very high. Axion. And I think it'd be nicer to start it in a less dramatic sense and to just start in a calmer sense. But I kind of started very intense, and it's very heavy, and you can tell that my pitches are very inaccurate. If you listen again, you can see they're all over the place. The Ra was but should be and there's a very heavy no, so I do no, like it feels very heavy and pushy. Overall, the ornaments are fine, and I think they're executed well. The issue I'm having with it is my color is very forward and very bright. So I think it was around this time, probably around 2018, 2019, where I started learning that I can actually sing forwardly placed music and still not have a baby sound. So when I say forwardly placed, I mean music that resonates very close to the front of the mouth, like ma as opposed to ma. A covered sound that's more in the back is not a bad thing necessarily. Like if you sing a lot of opera music, a lot of times you have to cover the high notes. Like Zu Hilfe, sonst bin. If you don't cover that note, it goes like sonst bin. It's not appropriate, right? So, but I still think it's way too forward and way too bright. I like that section. I think it was pretty well done. Just um same thing. It's not very stable pitch wise. Um, See, it's very loud, and you can hear the end. It kind of fell off. Tone. If you listen to it, that's how it sounded. Just very slightly. I also did not sing this right. It should be Kamita with sharp K natural zo. Really changes the color. Kamita ra mitaratu. If I lightened up just maybe 20%, it would be much better. I think the pitches would be more stable, and I wouldn't feel like I'm pushing half the notes. Here I do. It's a little bit aggressive, the cutoff. Some people really like to cut things off very aggressive. It's just a little bit of a lift. It's not a it's not a huge it's not like you're having an asthma attack. It should be just just a little bit of a lift. And it really, if you do that little lift, it really changes a lot. My low notes sound like I'm burping a little bit. And usually that happens when my voice gets really tired. Like towards the end of a liturgy, I can't really sing low very loudly. I can't really project low notes, so I usually have to compromise a little bit of my tone to get them out, which I really don't like to do. And it only happens when I'm really tired. So I think, I was recording things for a while, and I probably should have recorded this towards the beginning, or I should have warmed up more, and then let my voice settle before I sing it. Listen to the difference in color. I mean, it's very inconsistent. Why is te? It's like I'm swallowing up because I'm scared. If I were to sing it normally, it would be the same color throughout each of them. That was better. Now the ison, if you notice, I don't want to call out the people doing ison, but let's just say they were having a lot of struggles doing these ison changes, which I don't blame them, because the zo ison is very hard to hear sometimes if you're starting off. So no, I told them just sing pa the whole time and you should be fine, and they did that, and it sounded okay. Go back. Like, what note do I want to sing? It's ka. It's a simple. You can hear I really lost the energy at the end. That's what happened if you listen back to it. Oof. It's still the intonation. I said, the knee was a little sharp, so it sounded really awful. It would be so I sang it a little weirdly. You can hear my low notes sound like I'm burping. It's not the best. I completely missed this. Tina, so if you do that partly, Papa vugavu pani ni papa vugavu di gavu pavu gadi gadi gavu gadi ga the I mean it's very hard to hear it. It's very difficult to sing, so I don't blame myself for doing that. But Aphtho, it's funny. Aphthoros with corruption, thoros. So via thoros, like then no thoros, no corruption. It's funny how then the corruption they always want to tho. That's just they corrupt the sound. Again, same thing. It's just the sound is very harsh, but it was okay. The intonation was whatever. Very ambitious. Very uncontrolled sound though, so I'm not gonna give myself a pat on the back because I definitely felt a crack was very imminent. I completely missed that too. Ma, I did ma. It's ma ga. Okay, let's go back to the ending. So, it's not written like that. It's, so, if I sing it a little better. The high ke was really an ego thing. It was not written there. It was simply there just to put a flex there. That haha, I can sing a high A now. So what is the overall verdict? Like if I were to rate this out of 10, I think I'd rate it like a 5.6 out of 10. It's a very hard piece of music. So I will acknowledge that I did a very, very decent job at figuring out a lot of the parts of the music, but I definitely missed out quite a bit of the details. The other, minus 4.4 on the rating is more about the actual singing itself. Very irreverent, to be honest. Like the sound is very harsh. More like I'm just singing it just so I can, like, say hi. I can sing this hard music. Um, I think is that nowadays I don't really chant stuff like this too much, mostly because the church choir, we have a Byzantine choir, of course, and the people there are getting a lot better. So we have the ability to sing music together. So as a result, I don't have the chance to do giant Axion Estin solos because we have a whole choir to use. So why do a solo when you have a whole choir? But I will say that this time of my music career, from like the ages around 16 to 18, I did a lot of recording and experimenting, and I think I came out far, far, far better a singer from recording myself and putting recordings out there. Not like willy nilly. Like I took the time to figure out, good mic setups, good different studio effects and sound effects and ways to mix the sounds. And honestly, some of the best recordings that I have, I think come from this time. Not that I was a better singer then than I am now. It's that now I haven't had as much time or interest in recording to the same extent that I had when I was a little younger, just because of I know I have other places to improve, and recording is not something I want to do just yet. So the other thing I think that greatly enhanced my improvement was going to music school. I mean, it's not like you have to go to music school to become an actual musician or a chanter. But in school I study piano and music composition. And piano is far harder than, I mean, this is difficult music. Like, don't get me wrong, but piano is far more difficult than singing. In like most regards, the hardest vocal piece is nowhere near as hard as the hardest piano piece. And as a result, I have a very good piano teacher, and she kind of rewired how I think about music, as opposed to something where you kind of just sing it. You practice it and rehearse it, and then you sing what you rehearsed. Every time you sing or play something, it's complete. It has to be completely new. It has to be something that you're completely listening for, that is separate from all the other times you've played it, because the conditions at which you're playing it might be altered. And I'll tell you what, in this recording, I definitely was not using my ears. I wasn't listening for the intonation, and even now, sometimes I find in church, if I'm not listening for like the first part of the service, everything really falls apart, and then it takes me about like a couple of hymns into Orthros to really focus in on my listening, making sure that what I'm hearing and what I'm singing match. So, what would my advice be to my younger self? Listen to yourself and make more recordings. Listen to yourself and see what you can improve on, and that's what I did. And am I perfect? No, I think I still have a lot of ways to improve. Even now, I was listening to a couple of church services we recorded, and I see there's a lot of room for me to improve in. And if I go forward another 4 years, I'm going to be a completely different chanter than what I am now. So, overall, there's a lot of stuff to learn from listening back to your own recordings. When you're really young, you get very ambitious, and your ego is like up here. Like when you imagine being 16 years old and you're singing this music that like no one else in like 100-mile radius bothers to look at or sing, and then you think that you're on top of the world, and then you find someone who actually humbles you, like a good piano teacher that says, actually, you probably suck at music. She said something like, if you play piano in the same way you sing, I would think that you would be a horrible singer. And I was like, you know what, she's probably right. And this is kind of how that would manifest. I mean, is it bad? No, but I would never listen to it personally. And I won't take it off of the channel either. I think it's a hymn that I want up there. It's just nice to have it because it's like this is where the channel started, at this hymn. And is it perfect? Absolutely not. But I think there's a lot to learn from it, and it's not a horrible recording. So I probably would re-record this just to get a completely different sound effect. I'd probably take it maybe a little faster. I took it very slow in this recording. Maybe just a tad faster, and I would sing it a little quieter. A little bit more care in my sound, a little bit more tenderness. This is very harsh. So I hope you found this video helpful. If you did, I would greatly appreciate if you liked and subscribe. Other than that, I'll see you on the next one, and have a great day.